Hey guys, welcome back to the Pokemaster Slayer YouTube channel. Or should I be like,
Welcome back to the Pokemaster Slayer YouTube channel.
but yeah, welcome back, and I have a very overpowered deck over where I'm at right now. And it is Dragon Burst Rayquaza from Delta, oh my gosh, Dragons Exalted. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it might be from Dragons Exalted. But let's get into the deck profile. And of course, since we're running since the Rayquaza deck, I run 3 copies of the Dragon Burst Rayquaza, and it has 170 HP, 1 retreat cost, and has weakness to Dragon. So that's kind of bad if you run into another Dragon deck, because they could basically one-shot this no problem. But for 1 colorless energy, Celestial Roar it's for discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If any of those are energies, doesn't matter if it's special or not, just attach them straight to Rayquaza. And most of the time, you do not want to be using that. Unless you absolutely have to. If you're trying to go for game. Or if you're like late game, then you can just you just need that certain card from your deck. So you just basically nail your deck till you get it. And then for 1 fire, 1 electric, Dragon Burst does 60 times. Discard all basic fire or all basic lightning energies. So you can only pick fire or lightning. That's the reason why there's 2. And it does 60 more damage for every single energy you have. So if I have like 1 fire energy and 4 lightning, I will discard all 4 of those lightning to do 240 damage, which is knockout on a lot of good things. But it couldn't knock out that well war with the Fighting Fury belt. But with this deck, you can kill anything you want. It's overpowered. You kill everything in the format with this deck. So yeah, run 3 copies. And then if you have a whole bunch of fire energies and 1 lightning, then you can do that. And we have ways to get back our fire energies because we don't run a decent amount of them. Or either or. And then I run 1 Mega Rayquaza Dragon EX just in case with the Delta. I know y'all can't see that well. But it has its ancient trait is Q Wild. Any damage done to this Pokemon from your opponent's grass, fire, water, or lightning is reduced by 20. That's really good in certain matchups. And plus, for 3 fire, electric, and a colorless, Dragon Ascent does 300 damage and discard only 2 energies. We could keep using this thing as much as we want in 1 turn if we wanted to. You could literally turn this deck into a Mega Rayquaza EX deck. Literally, I could profile y'all an entire Mega Rayquaza deck if needed, if y'all want that. But I can show you, basically you get to see 2 deck profiles in 1 if needed. But yeah, that's really good. If you get this up, you could keep using it, and it's really overpowered. And we run 1 copy because this is mainly about the Dragon Burst one. And this is how we keep reusing our attacks, both Mega Rayquaza and the Dragon Burst. And because Dynamotor, it's once during your turn, you may attach a lightning energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Doesn't matter if it's special or not, just in case you run like electric deck. So basically, the main idea is you're going to be Dragon Bursting away only lightning energy, not fire. But if you need it, you could do fire if you want to. But it's a little risky. You're playing Risk. And then also, that's how we can also be just discarding 2 lightning off of this card. And we also have like double dragons in this expanded format, so it's really nice. But yeah, run 3 copies of Dynamotor. And then if I'm running 3 copies of this, I run 3 copies of Dynamo. Doesn't matter which one you run. And I run 2 copies of Shaman EX with that set ability to where we put it onto our bench and then we draw cards, so we have 6 in our hand. And for a DCE, Sky Return does 30 damage. Return this Pokemon and all cards attached to it back into your hand. That's honestly, it's okay, but you honestly don't want to waste your turn doing this. But if you have to, you're forced to, just do it. And then it has 1 retreat cost. And then Dredican. This is a new good thing I put in this deck. This deck's been doing really well around where I live. It's 120 HP basic, and it has 2 retreat costs, weak to fairy, so it's bad against Gardevoir, but it's really good against Greninja or any deck with breaks in it, because for any 2 energies you want, Proud Fang does 20 damage, plus if your opponent has a break Pokemon in play, this tag does 60 more damage, so it does 80 damage for 2 energies. And also Giga Claw for fire, water, and a colorless Good Claw does 100 damage. Flip 2 coins. If both of them are tails, this attack does nothing. And if you're really good at flipping a coin and you're flipping twice or roll 2 dice at once, you have a higher chance of landing heads than tails. But if you're a tails roller, well, it's even. But if you roll a heads and then you roll a tails, you can still attack. If you roll 2 heads, you can attack. If you roll 2 tails, you cannot attack. So Good Claw is just there for extra free damage, just in case you run into like a deck that like now 9 tails or something like that. This will help you get out of there, unless it's prized. Then that'll suck. Other than I run 1 Keldeo EX because you know what format this is. This is expanded format. You can run the Dawn Wings Necrozma. I would prefer to run that in here than this one, but since it has more, I think it has more HP. Yeah, it has more HP. But Keldeo is still a good old original card, and this could be made into a very overpowered deck, which I might profile. I don't know if I might do that. But yeah, with that Russian ability, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may basically switch this Pokemon with your active. So basically, your Russian, put your like Rayquaza or something, whatever you don't want in the active, and then you have a Floatstone attached and you retreat it, or deal with the special condition. You Russian, retreat, bam, and then attack with your Rayquaza again. Very overpowered card. And then I run 1 Hoopa EX to get out all of our good EXs. Aleje Hoopa Ring. Shout out to and from Pokemon Evolutionaries. You should go check them out. Their video was hilarious. Their video from yesterday. It's hilarious. You should check it out. With the ability where you can search your deck for any 3 EXs you want. So that's really sweet. And you can't search your deck for another Hoopa. And I run 1 Smeargle with the ability Second Coat. Once during your turn, you may switch a basic energy card from a card attached to your active Pokemon with a different basic energy card from your discard pile. This is how we get back our fire energies, and we don't really have to worry about losing all of our fire energies if we need to attack, or if we just need to attack with all fire and we have a whole bunch of fire energies and we only have we have 2 lightning attached. Swap one of those lightning babies out for one of these fire babies, and bam, you got 4 fire energies, enough for 240 damage. Yeah, most of the time you're looking at going for 4 energy discards. Yeah, that's basically what you normally do, and you can easily get that 1 turn. Yeah, that's what Smeargle is there for. Swapping those energies to where you can keep your attack. Now onto supporters. Run 3 Professor Sycamore. Sycamore are very good in this deck because you do want to discard those energies into your discard pile for a Dynamotor. Run 2 copies of Cynthia. You could run 2 copies of In. I just like Cynthia now. I just fall in love with Cynthia. I fell in love. It's very good. I run 2 copies of Goose Lysanders. They're Lysanders this time. You can't give me hate.
You can't give me hate.
Okay, but yeah. 2 copies of Lysander. Pull out what you want. He's the kidnapper. And I run 1 copy of Pokemon Fan Club because you know what? Even though we have the Hoopa in there, or basically Hoopa in there, but Pokemon Fan Club is really good because if I really want to fool my entire bench, I'll play Pokemon Fan Club, get a Hoopa, get a Tynamo, shame it, or Tynamo, bench that Tynamo, bench that Hoopa, search my deck for 3 EXs I want, get 2 Rayquazas, a Shaman, or I get 1 Rayquaza, 1 Mega Ray, and then I get a Shaman EX out. It's wonderful whenever that happens. But Pokemon Fan Club for that Hoopa, unless you already have a Hoopa, then just Pokemon Fan Club for 2 Dynamos. So you have that Dynamotor set up. But yeah, Pokemon Fan Club. And then I run 1 AZ so I could pick up that Hoopa or Shaman. Most of the time you pick up that Hoopa and discard it because you don't want it back. You don't want to reuse it. Trust me on this. You don't want to reuse it. And if you want to, we have plenty of ways to get it back. But AZ up anything you want that you don't want your opponent to take, like 2 prize cards. So AZ up a Mega Ray, and you can instantly get another one back out. But yeah, really nice AZ. How I missed you. But we have Acerola too, which is a bit better, but it has more circumstances you have to have met before you could do it. But run 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Search your deck for Pokemon. 4 copies of Puzzle Time. As once again, if you play 2 of them, you can play up to 2 of these at once. If you only play 1, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and then put them back in any order you want, which is very sad. You don't want to do that. And then you play 2 copies at a time like this. Like, oh, I got 2 in my hand. Play 2. And then you could get any 2 cards you want out of your discard pile. That is very good in this deck. And yeah, it's like get any 2 cards we want, so we can replay our supporters if we want or not. Run 3 copies of Battle Compressor. I took out the 4th one to stick in. I forgot what it was. I took one out because at first it wasn't working as well as the other ones were, but I took it out and then I put in another energy and now my deck's working very fine. It's won a lot of matches. Trust me on that. Especially how bad it's been over here. But search your deck up to 3 cards you want and discard them. Just discard those 3 cards. Just chunk them. And most of the time you're going to be tossing energies, supporter if needed, because you do have Via Seekers since this is expanded format. And then, yeah, most of the time you're just going to be tossing energies and supporters. Or if you, like, in a late game and you need a certain card back, then you play Battle Compressor, discard all the cards you don't need, and then you have a higher chance of getting that 1 card you do need out of your deck from late game matches. But yeah, Battle Compressor, 3 copies. And I'll run 3 Floatstone. Oh my gosh, 3 copies of Floatstone with our... So we got free retreat on our Pokemon with the Keldeo and the Dynamotors. And then I have 3 copies of Via Seeker to get back our supporters out of our discard pile. Call them back. And I run 2 copies of Field Blower because you do not want to deal with the annoying Garbodor, especially in expanded format. But yeah, 2 copies. Or Stadiums. Discard the Stadiums and destroy Garbodor's collection of tools. And then I run 1 Rescue Stretcher to where you can put a Pokemon card from your discard pile back into your hand. Shuffle 3 Pokemon cards from your... Basically, shuffle 3 Pokemon you want from your discard pile back into your deck. Any combination you want. And it doesn't matter what Pokemon it is. Except for Prism Stars, because you can't do it with Prism Stars. Prism Stars go to your Lost Zone. They need to honestly make a card to where you could get back your Prism Stars. It's like I know there was a card back then to where you could get back your Prism Star, or I forgot, Primes. Pokemon Primes from back then. But yeah. Run 4 copies of Double Dragon Energies. This can only be attached to Dragon Pokemon, and it counts as 2 of any type of energies you want, which is very good if you wanted to. You could run Fairy Field if you wanted to. But I traded away all my Fairy Fields, so I no longer have them. I'm sad. But not really. But yeah, this counts as any 2 energies, so this counts as Fire, Lightning. Very good with the Mega Rayquaza if you decide to make a Mega Ray deck out of this deck profile, or if you just go with the Dragon Burst. But yeah, 4 copies of those. And then we got 4 Fire Energies. And then I got 7 Lightning Energies. And so y'all guys, this is the Dragon Slayer deck. Even though he's a dragon himself, back then it would be a Dragon Slayer deck because they're only like dragon versus dragon, one-shot dragons. But yeah, this deck is very overpowered over where I'm at right now, and it's been used in leagues for expanded format. And yeah, with that, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye. Yeah. Okay.